We have with us Master Chef Subir Sharan. So let me introduce about him. He is the Master Chef and I have some biography about him. I'm just reading it out. Listen carefully. New Delhi born culinary authority Subir Sharan is the author of 3 celebrated cookbooks: Indian Home Cooking, American Masala and Masala Farm. He is the owner of American Masala, a culinary consulting firm that has created, curated and crafted F&B concepts and menus, catered events and presented at culinary conferences globally. Chef Sharan is the culinary director of Bastion Hospitality Group, the operators of Bastion Bandra, Bastion at the Top, Pizza and Binge in Mumbai, some of the India's most successful restaurants, and the cuisinier behind Cora and Murphy's, 2 of Pune's very popular and beloved restaurants. He has been featured in television shows across the world and has been a judge on MasterChef India, Iron Chef, Next Iron Chef and Beat Bobby Flay. He has been a featured guest several times on the Martha Stewart Show, the Today Show, BBC, CNN and Good Morning America. He has been a featured guest on radio shows and podcasts all over the world. Chef Sharan's food, recipes, life journey and columns have been featured in newspapers and magazines everywhere. The New York Times, USA Today, the Washington Post, Indian Express, the Hindu, the Times of India, Hindustan Times, Financial Times and the International Herald Tribune. His Slice of Life column appears fortnightly in the Sunday Eye magazine of the Indian Express. In these columns, Sharan shares musing that inspires provocative thinking and raises questions on life and living. As the breakout star for the 3rd season of Top Master Chef, Sharan refused to bow down to pressure from the judges and instead cooked a delicious veggie burger for a contest suffering from gross obesity and with an addiction to bacon cheeseburgers. Following the release of the episode, magazines and newspapers across the US celebrated Sharan's being a man of principle and science, as they made a direct connection between meat consumption and many lifestyle diseases. In this commitment to whole foods and wholesome food practices that has kept Sharan engaged as the only chef of the Nutrition Advisory Board at Brigham and Women's Hospital and Harvard Medical School. He is a champion of all things delicious and nutritious, especially the food of Indian homes and regions. Chef Sharan created Devi in Manhattan, which was the first non-Northern European and Indian restaurant to get a Michelin star in North America. Devi dared to share a degustation menu before tasting menus were part of the Indian cuisine genre. Sharan and Hemant Mathur, his co-chef and partner at Devi, offered several tasting menus daily at Devi with both veg and non-veg options. These menus are paired with wine, beers and cocktails, which was out of the norm then and would be considered cutting edge every today. In his latest book, his 4th, Instamatic, Subir gives us food for thought by sharing the inspiration behind his art and his journey across multiple civilizations, from the land to his birth to the land of his karma. Though the medium of a simple iPhone, he shows us how to broaden our horizons and humanize one another, one image and music at a time. His affable approach to life and living has garnered him a loyal following of 3.1 million fans on Instagram from across all continents of nation. His fan base is a testament to his ability to communicate with ease despite barriers created by differences of race, age, gender, creed, language and nationality. When he is not traveling to discover new tastes and flavors, new sights and sounds, new pupils and their stories. He can be found teaching and sharing, living and loving, gardening and caring, and hosting and nurturing with family, friends and strangers alike at his homes in New Delhi, Mumbai, New York City and beyond. So let me introduce Master Chef Shubir Sharan. And let me tell you one thing. I had a discussion with Master Chef Vikas Khanna. I told him that please give me one chef who can teach our students, who can give exposure to our students globally. And his first name was Chef Shubir Sharan. Please bring him, and he guided me to bring him in your school, and your students will definitely learn something. So over to you, Chef. It's completely over to you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I don't sound this sexy all the time. I have some throat issue. So forgive me my raspy voice. Vikas Khanna, he made his name with Master Chef. He lived in New York. I've lived in New York for 32 years. New York City is a city that represents the globe. You are students that are going to cook for the planet. As culinary students, your job isn't to think in a box, but outside the box. You have to always be ready for something new coming your way, some new tastes being brought to you, a customer with allergies, a customer with a fascination for a nation or a culture beyond your imagination. As culinarians, our lives are way bigger than anybody else we know in our world. Culinary students should represent the planet. We are living in very fraught times. आजकल दुनिया भर में लोगों के दिमाग छोटे हो रहे हैं. But what does food do? Across barriers, it teaches us to come together at a table and eat together. There can be war in the world, but at a table, people of different religions, different way of thinking, genders, different sexuality. When you're at the table, you forget कि हम लोग अलग हैं. वो आप लोग हैं. Culinarians are the geniuses who teach people to love one another, despite all their differences. That is what wearing this uniform means. It's not just a uniform for a job. It's a way of thinking. It's a way of being. It's a way of living. It's a way of growing in discovery. It's a way of creating magic that people can eat, taste, believe, and share with one another. That is your zimmedari, your responsibility, your métier, means your future, your vocation. When you start thinking like that, your uniform doesn't teach you how to cook. It makes you into a chef. Does anybody know the meaning of chef? What does chef mean?
Hygienic food.
No. What does chef mean? That's an acronym. आपको बोला yes. But what does the word chef mean? Does anybody know the meaning of the French word chef? Chief, correct? What is a chief?
A person who can lead a team. A person who knows how to lead a team.
A person who can lead a team. A person who knows how to lead a team. But how do you know how to lead a team? What is a team? What does a team comprise of? Like in your Misa Plus, there are many different ingredients. In a team, there are many different people. A chef's job is to understand that. बिखरे बिखरे तारे हैं हम लेकिन झिलमिल एक हैं हम सब भारतीय हैं. So when you're an Indian chef, your responsibility is to cook for all of India and beyond. So a good chef doesn't think of his own पगड़ी पे तो मैं सरदार हूँ अब मैं बस सरदारों पे सोचूंगा. Guru Nanak Dev Ji thought of the planet. He was loved by every religion. His mind was beyond religion. Religion तो अब बना है Sikhism, but before there was Sikhism, there was Guru Nanak Dev Ji, who thought of bringing the planet together in a good way. A chief thinks like that. That how do you bring the world together? How do you keep the staff happy? How do you remain sustainable? How do you keep your food costs down? How do you give more pleasure to the guest? How do you make food look fancy? How do you keep the planet healthier? More plant-based options. ये सब एक शेफ सोचता है. कुक तो बस परफॉर्म कर रहा है टास्क, एक चोर, एक ड्यूटी. A chief has to think beyond कि कल मैं पैसे कैसे बनाऊंगा अपनी कंपनी के लिए. मेरा मेन्यू करेक्ट है क्या? उसमें न्यूट्रिशन ठीक है. तो अभी उन्होंने बोला आई एम द ओनली शेफ ऑन द न्यूट्रिशन एडवाइजरी बोर्ड ऑफ हार्वर्ड मेडिकल स्कूल. मैं नहीं हूँ, हिंदुस्तान है उस बोर्ड पे. दे ब्रॉट मी देयर फॉर इंडिया. What does India do better than anybody? Cook with plants. We are a nation that's forgotten our plant-based cooking. Your generation of chefs will teach us how to cook more with plants. All of you. अभी मैंने कल शेफ कुणाल, उनकी फोटोग्राफ मैंने कहीं पे देखी थी कैंपस में. शेफ कुणाल, what's Kunal's last name? Kapoor. He is also was a master chef, incredible man. He has a restaurant called Pink Code. Chef Kunal just put a very fun post on Instagram that said when you start eating bhindi, karela, zimikand, kaddu, bengan and all kinds of exotic parval, you realize you become 50 and you become a mature person. Culinarians can't be thinking ye kya hai. You have to eat everything. I've eaten monkey brain, live eel, live snake being cut in front of me, scorpion, frogs, foie gras. Think of the most exotic thing you can imagine. I've eaten it. A whole nest of a bird in the nest. वो भी खाया. So I've eaten everything. Why? One time I have to eat. The only that, am I boring you all who are talking here? So one time you eat it, you realize if it's for you or not. But that doesn't mean I have to cook it all the time. I've eaten rabbit, which I loved. I've also eaten an animal the size of a rabbit called a cat. Yes, my partner in crime, Vardhan, Chef Vardhan Marwa, he has many cats. He, I'm sure, wants to murder me. But why did I enjoy eating a cat? Can anybody know why I enjoyed eating a cat? I loved eating a cat. I've had 2 cats of my own. I loved cats as pets. But why would this chef say eating cats is an essential thing to do? Anybody know why eating cats is not bad? Vardhan, do you understand why eating a cat is not a bad thing?
Maybe because chef is talking about how maybe the cat that you ate is not just brought up like poultry and
No. So, but he's almost there. Cats and dogs are eaten in a lot of Asian countries. Why? They're easy to raise. Minimal, they consume very little to come to size. They give you food to eat. As there's hunger around the planet, as the planet's fighting water, food, and we have shortages of food, water, we need to think smart. What are we eating? Rabbit, cat, dog, they grow up quickly. They fill your tummy just like a chicken would or a beef or a lamb, mutton would. Why not? वो जानवर आपका pet तो है नहीं. All lives are sacred. If you can kill a lamb and a goat, you can kill a cat and a dog. All lives are equally sacred. So chef thinks like that. That you don't have to say, oh, cat, it's a cat. Cat, even a lamb and a goat and a cow are just as precious as a cat and a dog. So a chef thinks like that. They don't get passionate about these things. They come to their work very black and white and clear, realizing in the grace of life lies the brilliance of a chef. That how you tackle the grace. कि cat and dog खा सकते हैं? Of course खा सकते हैं. चाइना में खाते हैं. वो जल्दी जल्दी बड़े होते हैं, उनको आप खा लो, मज़ेदार भी है, टेस्टी भी है, उसमें कोई बदबू नहीं है, तो खाओ. पर वो कोई किसी का पेट थोड़ी ना है. It's a production animal. All animals we raise to eat are production animals. All lives are sacred. I lived on a farm in America. I grew up vegetarian. I grew up Radha Swami. अब मैं मीट खाता हूँ हर किस्म की, कभी कभी, पर टेस्ट सब करता हूँ. How did I do this? A friend of mine came and told me, why can't you eat meat? I said, I love animals. She said, but can't you say thank you to them and then eat? I said, what does that do? She said, you thank them for the work they're doing, of giving you sustenance, of feeding you, of connecting the cycle of life. Give them their due, then go eat. Be healthier if you like meat. So I said, but the minute I tried it, found it tasty, saw all my meat-eating friends love it, I understood that I have to be grateful for what I have to enjoy what I do, I have to raise animals carefully. Go look at the farm you're buying animals from. If those animals are treated fairly, given a comfortable life while they live, given good pastures, clean air to breathe, no big deal. They are giving you food to eat, thank them, move on. So you don't get lost. But that said, all of you should be working towards creating better, tastier, more beautiful vegetarian dishes that make people stop eating animals. वो हमारा होना चाहिए. That should be in the front of our head. That we all must eat more vegetables. What are some of your favorite vegetables in this room? कौन खाता है सब्जियाँ? वो which ones? Shh. Taro.
We call it in Bengali kochusha. So the leaf of the taro, we eat it. That's also plant-based recipe. I also love that. Any type of veggies.
Those boys said, I'm going to tell Jayant to give you minus
All
marks.
the brown sticks and even the neem leaves. We also use it in Bengal. We fry it up or we make it like we do mashed potatoes with that.
What?
Neem. We fry it and then we mash it with the potatoes and we make a preparation and we eat it at the beginning of the
Meal.
And also it is very mandatory in a Bengali family. You have to eat neem when it's the summer, beginning of summer. You have to eat neem so that it avoids pox and all.
Wow.
This kind of vegetables we normally eat. I love.
How wonderful. So she's literally gone through all vegetables. Those naughty men who are not paying attention. You all eat vegetables? नहीं वो आपके पीछे वो चार लड़के जो प्रिटेंड करें मुझे आप सुनिए. आप चारों बात कर रहे थे. What vegetables do you eat? Cabbage. What do you make with cabbage? Stand up, stand up. Potato with cabbage? Where are you from? Siliguri. How amazing. And what are your other vegetables that you eat?
Potatoes, brinjal,
Wonderful. And your friend sitting next to you that was talking to you? वो कौन सी सब्जी खाते हैं? Brinjal. Only brinjal. Do you like bitter melon? You know what a bitter melon is? Do you know bitter melon? Bitter gourd? What is it? खाते हो? You like it? How do you make it?
I fry in oils with potato and without potato.
Kachri and wonderful. Anybody else with more exotic vegetables that we don't know about in North India?
So I live near Sialda. So Sialda market is one of the biggest market of Kolkata related to vegetable market. So you will get, so we call it in Bengali chasi. Chasi means the farmers of the Kolkata. They come to the market in the morning and they sold the vegetables and at 10 or 11 a.m. they go there home. So you will get different types. Like I first found their bottle called patal.
Potol.
Patal. So I get their leaf on the patal and they make it very authentic. Like I make I'm in the competition 2 years. 2 weeks back. So I made fritters out of patal.
How wonderful. Look at that. That's good.
And
So,
there are different sags or means there are different vegetables and two sags easily same. So I'm also doing a project upon it. So I like different vegetables. So I'm going to different markets also like Sialda. We call it Puli market. The name of the market is the Puli market. Then we have the biggest fish market of Kolkata is in Howrah. So we have different spices market is in the Kolkata. It's in Rajagata. There is a place called Rajagata. So I go to the market, I go through different, what are the prices of it, what are the demand, supply, what is the variance, and what is the seasonal price. I want to know about the vegetables, that's why I am going to class.
wonderful. Thank you. So, he's hit on another thing a chief does. Seasonality. Please sit, Pawan. Seasonality, regionality. Our food should be more seasonal, more regional, more local, and celebrating our past and connecting sustainably to the future.
So I would like to add something. So in Bengal, you see, though we see North Indian food to be like showcased like butter chicken and all, I also know so many North Indian people eat more vegetables than only butter chicken. But
Butter chicken is a vegetable?
no, like it's a dish. Like people think that North Indian people only survive with butter chicken, but it's not the real thing. But in Bengal, we use from the head to toe of a vegetable. Like we use the skin, we even use the seeds, we
So I think you again, so going back to the old way of cooking food, what we call slow food, whole food. And these are things across, even North Indians do this. Dantal. Dantal is the stem of a gobi, of a cabbage. You go into the heart and you chop it very fine. And you bhuno it a little more. You make purees out of it. So all parts of India have done it. As you've gotten fancier, we've forgotten. So the biggest thing I would like, Jayant Saab, forgive me, you are at the beautiful Guru Nanak Institute of Hotel Management. The biggest thing we have to do as Indians, of course we are grateful to the school for giving you education that makes you world class, but you mustn't forget your Indian roots. How do you do that? By doing these things. Tomorrow's food is not going to be taught in any Institute of Hotel Management just reading the Larousse Gastronomique. It's failed style of cooking. No Frenchman wants to eat like that. For tomorrow's customer, you have to cook modern food that is plant-based, made with deep respect for sustainability, for eating mostly vegetables, some meat, some dairy, some fish. In India, our fish are as dirty as our polluted skies. Think twice before you eat your fish. Be very careful. You all are in a big fish-loving part of the country. Be smart. Not all water is clean. Fish are consuming, living, breathing and dying in that water. If that water is contaminated, you are eating lead, mercury and worse metals. So be very smart. You as chefs, it's your responsibility to research what fish are being raised, are they being farmed, are they coming out of the ocean, out of the sea, out of fresh water, stream water, where is that stream beginning, where is water coming into it in the middle of the path. All of that has to be done by you. We are opening a new restaurant, Chef Vadan and I, in Bombay. For that, I brought a Bengali chef who lives in Bangalore, Chef Abhijit Saha, to give us a class on sustainable fish. And he opened my eyes that everything we think is safe in India is poison for the human body. We have people in India living with diseases that a few years ago weren't asked to worry about. We have high rates of cancer now in India, the largest numbers of obesity, diabetes, heart disease in this nation of plant-eating people. As chefs coming of age, going to school right now, it is imperative and it's your responsibility that you think twice before putting things into your pans. What you serve your guests is what they're eating, and you know the old adage, you are what you eat. So if you're feeding them poison, they will die. So think smartly, cook better foods, and think that's what a chef does. So that's what being a chef is. A chief has to think about, is my kitchen a representation of the world? What do you see in this crowd? Can the women in this crowd stand up? If you're a woman, please stand up. So 2 to 4, 6, 7. 7 women. It's appalling. It's shameful that in a nation which calls itself Ma Bharati, we are a nation that thinks of itself in the feminine. We only have 7 women. When you cook in your kitchens, I expect you to have 50% women. Please sit. And how brave these women are to be coming and working around so many boys. Thank you for being tough. So please, this is your job as chefs to make sure there's diversity in your kitchens. That you hire chefs from, what was funny about it, young man? You must hire all kinds of people, of all faiths, speaking in all languages of India, speaking the stories of all of India. Very important. That again is something a chef does. That a chef is not thinking from its own group-ism. They think beyond, outside the box as I began. That's your zimmedari, your responsibility. Am I hiring enough women? Am I finding enough women? When we hired Chef Vadan Marwa, how old were you, Vadan?
21.
21-year-old, I hired him to become executive chef. Because I believed in the human being he was. He was smarter than me, kinder than me, handsomer than me, younger than me, and the list goes on. I believed in him. And I also believe that given the opportunity, he would do well, perform, and bring people forward. Vardhan has created many kitchens for me where we have lots of women working. We have people from every part of India being represented. He cares. He doesn't sleep till everything is done correctly. That is what a chef does. I can come here to speak because I know he'll do the right thing when I turn my back. He encourages his teams to become better versions of themselves. He has a chef, executive chef in one of the restaurants he manages who's not performing. He shows them by being on his knees, cleaning between tiles. He's the culinary director. He's taking a toothbrush and cleaning the grout on the tiles, the sink and the wall. He rubs and scrubs to teach them I can do it. So you have to do it to be able to expect another to do it for you. He did it just last week. And he told me I was on my hands and knees and everybody was like worried. Chef, I'll do it. But they weren't doing it. A good chef teaches by example. So that's what a chef does. So you all have to know everything you have to learn. From dishwashing to cooking, to thinking, to creating, to discovering new ideas, to knowing who's better than you. He's better than me in many things. That's the reason I hired him. Because he makes me fuller, more complete, more dynamic because I have him on my side. A good chef thinks like that. That it's not about ego. It's about how do we bring everybody together, create a winning team that gives people incredible food, rich memories, and a memorable experience. When they leave with that, they keep coming back for more. That's the role of a good chef. Vardhan chef also trains staff in the front. He's the voice of the restaurant. He knows what his food is, what's gone into that plate. He teaches the staff how to speak, how to talk, how to wear deodorant. That's also what he does. He teaches them hygiene. You said it was part of being chef, remember? So he doesn't think of it front and back. A good chef doesn't divide a restaurant, doesn't divide a hotel into front, back, no. We're all one. That's the role of a chef. That's the chief. So that's the part of a chef. Now you're cooking. In cooking, you have to make India's cooking more Indian, more flavor forward, more plant-based, more imaginative. You said what I normally begin with. Till butter chicken, dal makhani, dosa, idli are the length and breadth of our Indian imagination, we are doomed to fail. We are going nowhere. Those recipes are laden with butter, bad fat, bad ingredients, cooked to death, no nutrition, dense calories, vapid calories, and just a ticking time bomb of bad health. That's not our food. We eat it sometimes. It's not North Indian food. These were dishes created in the 40s. We are a country that's oldest in the planet. Go back to our roots. Create dishes. So Vardhan chef will be showing you tomorrow a couple of recipes that take an Indian idea, bring it to the 21st century. Make it sexy, chic, light, tasty, memorable, fun, all at once. That's what a cook can do. And a smart chef values those cooks who does that. So cooking is not about pedantism. Pedantic cooking means you've lost yourself in time. I'm making authentic sambar. Does everybody know what a sambar is? It's not sambar. Sambar is a deer. So sambar is what a South Indian would say, or koi ramba. Those are stews and dals made with a gazillion ways. If there was a certain vegetable growing in season, you throw it into the dal. If there's a preponderance of a certain spice in the kitchen, every home changes the recipe of the puri. Why? Mood, season, time, who's coming to eat. Maybe somebody doesn't like fenugreek too much, you'll put more coriander, you'll put a little fennel if you're in Kerala. That's savvy, that you cook on the go, thinking smartly, delicious dishes that are connected to our communities and our cultures, but make them inventive and playful. The other day we were making a idli chaat at Bastion. We were testing for a new restaurant. So we made the idli, but we had a chutney made with cashew nut and coriander. We had a roasted pepper and tomato chutney. We had a coconut chutney, the classic coconut chutney. And then we had a toasted coconut and walnut chutney where we thought we'll bring in fusion from north of India. And then we had fresh grated coconut, crispy coconut, fried curry leaves, Malaga Pori, which is the hot pot powder, and we did that. And Ranjit Bindra, the owner of Bastion Hospitality, ate it. And he said to me, "Chef, this is amazing." I said, "What do you like about it?" He said, "It's everything in our head that we recognize, and yet nothing I've seen before." So Chef Vardhan and I make it, it's playful, it's comforting, it's as Indian as it gets, but it's also new. So now you've done something special. You don't have to throw the ball outside the ballpark. You have to make an effort to do something creative. That's what good cooking is all about. So what are tomorrow one of the dishes he's doing for you is a play on butter chicken. We're doing the pepper chicken, the pepper makhani.
The whole idea is...
Come, stand here and do it.
Good evening, everyone. So the whole idea is, as we spoke, Chef said that at the end of the day, we need to also cater to guests, right, our customers. We think that people are stuck on butter chicken, but that's not the reality because हम उनको खिला ही वो रहे हैं कि butter chicken खाओ, नान खाओ, क्रीम डाल दो, उसमें मक्खन डाल दो. हमारे इंडिया के फूड ब्लॉगर बात ही करते हैं खाना अच्छा तब है जब उसमें अमूल का ढेर सारा चीज़ चला गया, मक्खन चला गया. So that's not real food. So tomorrow we'll teach you how we can do a makhani gravy without using any butter, without using any cream, just using different techniques on how slow roasting of veggies can make you the velvety light texture that a makhani should have. आप वो मखनी खाएंगे उसमें गरम मसाला नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है, बट जब आप आग बंद करके खाएंगे you will get back to the same classic butter chicken. So that's how a chef needs to think कि मैं कैसे आपको बटर चिकन और दाल मखनी खिलाऊं बट आप घर जाके एसिड या जेलोसिल ना पिए कि इतना भारी हो गया.
Pudin hara and all that rubbish that we have to
क्योंकि हम खाते हैं इन रेस्टोरेंट्स पे जाके उसके बाद हमारा सब कुछ जल रहा होता है क्योंकि हम भूनते हैं प्याज को, ब्राउन कर देते हैं, फ्राई कर देते हैं और उसकी पूरी वैल्यू ख़त्म कर देते हैं. सो दैट्स हाउ अ शेफ हैज़ टू ऑल्सो थिंक व्हेन यू प्लान योर मेन्यू. In our menus, whenever we have opened a restaurant, we've never had a naan in our any restaurant. हमने इंडियन रेस्टोरेंट खोला बट हमने चैलेंज किया अपने कस्टमर को कि आप आओ और खाओ बट आपको कभी भी नान, गार्लिक नान नहीं मिलेगा हमारे रेस्टोरेंट में. आप हम इंडिया की और ब्रेड्स, भाकर खानी क्या है, जितनी ब्रेड्स कश्मीर में है वो खाइए, लुच्ची खाइए, देखिए ये सब चीज़ें. तो दैट्स हाउ शेफ थिंग्स. हम घबरा जाते हैं कि नहीं अगर मैं बटर चिकन और दाल मखनी नहीं रखूँगा अपने रेस्टोरेंट में तो कस्टमर नहीं आएगा. ऐसे नहीं होता. सो यू हैव टू थिंक आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स and that's what we'll teach you tomorrow, how we're doing a few things very interesting, how we'll take a classic raita and turn it into a gastronomical air cloud and we put it on our menu and it's one of our most popular
People
dishes.
go crazy about it.
We call it the Delhi 6 clouds. Delhi 6 चांदनी चौक की चाट को हमने एक बादल की तरह बनाया हुआ है, दौलत की चाट की तरह. So we'll teach you that tomorrow and then you can take your inspiration from there.
And no need to do dramas. जब ने दौलत की चाट की ना आज के दौर का पैसा दिखा के दौलत की चाट दे देते आपने क्या नया करा. You should be embarrassed of yourself. Is that the best you can do? You can't do that. Chef made at our restaurant a paneer that chef Manish Mehrotra has copied. And it's a paneer जो dehydrate उसको बिल्कुल सुखा दिया, उसको मीट स्लाइसर में स्लाइस करा, फ्लेवर्स बीच में चटनी वगैरह डाल के एक ऑलमोस्ट लाइक पियानो केक बना, मिल्क फ्री बनाई, उसको उन्होंने फिर सॉस के साथ दिया. पहले तो शेफ मनीष मल्होत्रा ने बोला क्या बकवास तुम्हारे शेफ ने मेन्यू पे डाला, इनको बोला 4-5 साल पहले, आज वो मेन्यू में आ गया. दिस इज द इन्वेंशन एंड क्रिएटिविटी ऑफ अ मैन हू गोज बॉल्ड बिकॉज ही डिड समथिंग. He didn't go bald not doing anything. Vardhan was thinking on his feet. Chef, paneer is always boring. The other day I had paneer somewhere and they said to me, the paneer, always is dead in the center. I say, I hate paneer. When you eat paneer with flavors, all of a sudden you're eating something delicious. So this young man thought of it. Manish has put it on his menu. Manish, I'm grateful to you for taking the dish and putting it. This is how cuisines progress. You have to be able to do that. You have to be the next chef who will give India and the world India's next butter chicken, dal makhani, dosa, idli, things that become everybody's imagination. So one person or two people or three of you are going to give iconic dishes that India will be known by. Are you ready to do that? That should be your driving force.
Yeah.
that you must think like that. What are we? Go to your mom's cooking. Eat all the foods your mom, grandmother, neighbor, auntie, uncle made for you, and unse, how do I take them forward? Because you have to be, if you just give a dal in a doonga, nobody's going to eat it. You have to make it look amazing, look sexy, serve it with 5 other things on a plate. And then people, oh my God, this is so gorgeous. When they eat it, oh, it's yummy to eat. Then you've sold a story. If the flavor is good and it looks ugly, nobody's going to eat it. You eat with your eyes before you eat with your mouth. So the food has to look gorgeous. You have to first invent beauty that has legs to stand on, which is flavor, and then memories that make people come back. That's the base of how you make a restaurant function. You're giving beauty, you're giving deliciousness, you're selling memories and experience. When you do that, you will succeed. That's the only formula for having a good restaurant and a big success story in this business. It's the hardest business in the world. You have no time to for yourself. Your partner is your widow or widower. So my partner of 20 years used to call himself a restaurant widow. That he saw me at 4 in the morning briefly and just 7 in the morning before he was leaving for work. Then I would be gone. Vardhan and I, weeks go by before we go. We are always on the road. Months go by. And we are traveling. But we love what we do. We are passionate about what we do. We dream about what we do. It is our life. This is a very rare business where if you're passionate about how you cook and serve, it's very rewarding. You may not have your loved one happy because you're out a lot, but every human being who eats your food thanks you with their eyes, their body dancing, oh, this is yummy. You go, oh my God, I've changed a life. I made somebody happy tonight. That joy puts you to sleep very happily. Chase that. Not cookie cutter recipes जो आपने किसी किताब में पढ़ी है, वो सीख लिया आपने यहाँ पे. अब आपको आगे लेके जाना है अपने आप को. वो क्या है? वो आपके दिल में है, आपके दिमाग में है, आपकी सोच में है, आपकी हाथ की सफाई में है. अगर आप उस पे इन्वेस्ट करेंगे अपना टाइम, आप बहुत आगे जाएंगे. That's what you have to do. Questions on this side?
I would like to ask you. As you said, we should start thinking out of the box. So, as a student, I was always bound and told that I have to start from a five-star brand. Can we start from a restaurant rather than starting from a hotel? Because as we go in a hotel, there are some SOPs which we have to follow. We cannot be creative as we can when we are with an individual team. We can put our thoughts, we can put our imagination, but as we start from a very bottom level, obviously we are obviously there to learn more, but not to speak.
So I'll then tell you'll get 2 answers here. I'll let him go after me. Hopefully he'll contradict me, which I will be very happy to hear. I have 2 answers. The standard formula, I think is useless. I didn't even study cooking. From the age of 5, I've been cooking, but I didn't study it in a school. He also really hasn't learned cooking. So there you go. Cooking.
We didn't go to a cooking school.
I went to art school. I went to study art history and graphic design. I've learned language and religion. Now I'm cooking. So cooking is passion. So ek to ye baat. That's why I said Larousse gastronomy is dead. Nobody eats that crappy food anymore. The French don't eat it. Forget Indians having to eat it. 5-star hotels serve a purpose in my head. We need them. They make me comfortable. I'm staying in one tonight. And the smart ones are creating kitchens within their space that are now doing good things. Find those, try to work for them. Or, second idea, if you don't have it, it's not a bad idea to go to a 5-star hotel, spend a year, learn how to make mistakes, learn what mistakes not to make, learn about discipline, learn about how staff is managed, learn about all the wastage that happens in a 5-star kitchen at the expense of that hotel. You're learning what a textbook can't teach you, what a school can't teach you. So it's not a bad thing. एक stage ले लो, एक साल काट लो, फिर अपना restaurant जब आप खोलोगे or you work in a tiny restaurant, you'll bring an educated mindset there. So that's I don't diss them. But I think working in a smaller team is always more rewarding. But come to it with an experience. एक साल दे दो 5-star को. And there are 5-stars that care today. And so I think there's something to be learned in both. Pure.
And I feel you can work in a 5-star and change the way the 5 stars work. I just checked in today in one, and the person who was taking my luggage is a trainee from some institute. So I asked him कि क्या बनना चाहते हो, तो फ्रंट ऑफ द हाउस या बैक ऑफ द हाउस, क्या करोगे आप? तो ही सेड मेरा बड़ा मन था, मैं किचन में काम करना चाहता था, बट अब मुझे किचन से नफरत है. तो मैंने कहा क्यों? तो ही सेड मैंने यहाँ पे इंटर्नशिप करी इसी होटल में जिसमें हम रह रहे हैं, एंड यहाँ पे बहुत गाली देते हैं शेफ़, गंदे से बात करते हैं, तो अब मुझे किचन में काम नहीं करना. सो बी दैट शेफ़ जो उस चीज़ को चेंज करे.
ये नहीं गाली देता.
आप 5-स्टार होटल में काम कीजिए, वहाँ पे पुराना कल्चर चल रहा है जिसमें गाली होता है, बदतमीज़ी से बात होता है. हम मेरे बैच में बहुत सारे, आई इंटर्न जस्ट वंस इन माई लाइफ फॉर 3 months इन अ 5-स्टार होटल. आई लर्नड ऑल द गुड थिंग्स. मैं कुकिंग स्कूल नहीं गया, मैंने दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी से कॉमर्स पढ़ी है, और इट्स जस्ट अबाउट पैशन एज शेफ सेड. आपको खाना की तमीज़ होनी चाहिए, आपको उसकी रिस्पेक्ट होनी चाहिए, और जैसे आप अपने घर में अपने लोगों को ट्रीट करते हो वैसे आपको अपनी टीम को ट्रीट करना है, तभी आप आगे बढ़ पाएंगे. और आपका रेस्टोरेंट, आपका किचन, आपका होटल, इट्स इन योर हैंड्स हाउ यू चेंज द कल्चर ऑफ द कमिंग इंडस्ट्री. आज की डेट पे अगर आप लोग किसी होटल में जाते हैं और आपके ऊपर आपका सीनियर आपको गाली दे रहे हैं, एंड जब आप उसकी पोजीशन में आके वही चीज़ अपने इंटर्न्स के साथ कर रहे हैं, तो आपने कुछ री इन्वेंट नहीं किया, आप वही सड़ा पुराना गंदा कल्चर आगे चला रहे हैं. सो बी दैट चेंज, आप वो बनिए, एंड पीपल विल लव 5 stars एज वेल. 5 stars में क्योंकि रिजिडिटी उन्होंने डाल दी कि नहीं हो सकता, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. बी द चेंज, बी इन अ 5-star होटल. We hope to see you one day, you changing the culture, changing the menus, allowing your trainees to be creative, giving them that freedom. So everything is possible, it just depends on you.
The ITC Hotel has Chef Manisha Bhasin as the executive chef of the ITC
Yeah.
group internationally. So it's possible. You have to be, as this Vedant chef said, you have to be the change you want to see in the world. Mahatma Gandhi ne kaha tha na, be the change. No, was it him or was it the Martin Luther? No, I'm forgetting who said it. Either, who was it? I think it was the American president who got killed very young. His son. So said, be the change you want to see. That's what you want to do. You want to be that. ये नहीं, डरते नहीं हैं. 5-star में कोई गलती नहीं. आप इनफैक्ट करो काम and use them as your springboard for making change happen. The one thing 5-star hotels have taught me, and I want you all to, chef named Amul. Amul Milk. It's the world's largest conglomerate. How proud we Indians need to be that we have in India the largest dairy operation the planet has seen. The biggest success story in corporate farming happens in India, in Gujarat and now in Varanasi, called Amul. Amul was a dream created by Mr. Kurian and some other handful of people to dream that they could bring every little household cow into a little plant where milk came together and fed all of India milk. That dream has become the world's largest white revolution. So, ठीक है, but what are Indians having for the most part in hotel kitchens? Perhaps in your
आपके यहाँ पे भी use करते हैं.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But what are we having? Fake dairy.
Rich
We have
cream.
rich cream use करते हैं यहाँ पे? It is not even cream. So start reading labels. As young chefs, look at every ingredient. Is this what I'm ordering? Is it real? Rich cream is palm oil. Trans fat. It's the fat that's killing India.
And Amul is offering you a product. We as chefs think नहीं president का मक्खन चाहिए वो better है, या French butter, ऐसा कुछ
Are
नहीं
you
है.
mad? Amul has
Amul is
that.
the best in terms of chocolate, everything. But again, we are abusing that. हम दिखा रहे ढाबों पे पूरी मक्खन की टिक्की डाल दी, पूरा चीज़ का पैकेट डाल दिया. Again, you have to be conscious.
And
कैसे use कर रहे हैं?
cook good food, the satiety comes.
Butter, which we see on a street food level, people are saying that they are taking it. They are taking fake butter. They are making fake Amul butter, and they are just proclaiming and saying that we are using Amul butter, and it has been bought in many places like Varanasi and in North India like Delhi. So many people have been bought that they are using fake Amul butter and just showing that they are using the real Amul butter.
So it goes back to me telling you, be mindful. As chefs, scratch. Farm, आजकल organic, natural. कहाँ है organic हिंदुस्तान में? तो these are all labels. Just go get the best quality you can. Examine, question, search, research, then put in your mouth. Put an effort. Because in a nation where organic land is very little, how can we have organic everything? कहाँ से आ रहा है? वो marketing पैसा है. तो आपको क्यों waste करना है? आप अच्छा खाना दो ना. We all want organic and natural, but that should not be the driving engine for us. We should be chasing good quality, good flavor, honesty, saving our food costs so we can do better initiatives, bring people cleaner food. That's where your mind should be. Any other question?
As you already mentioned, we need to think out of the box. So don't you, as a student, we are just going through, because we don't know anything about food. I don't know about everybody, but I don't know about anything about food. When I come to the college, I am able to know a little bit. So I go through books. The basic books that we got is Krishna Rudra and Lalmusya. But the things you mentioned, I think first and foremost thing we need to take a good list. That's take, I think, more than 4 or 5 years. Then we need to pursue all this. What do you think?
As I said, yeah. Whether it's 1 year or 4 or 5 depends on how quickly you learn, how much patience you have. The longer that base is, the stronger you'll be at the other end. No experience in life is wasted. अगर कोई आपको थप्पड़ मार रहा है, abuse कर रहा है, तो tough kitchen है, गंदे ingredients है, उसमें आप magic बना रहे हो, it will make you a better cook. He and I, because we didn't have degrees, had to prove ourselves at every step. It makes us better versions of ourselves. So experience is one thing. Now, one of the biggest things that I and he tell people, do that this group, थोड़ा चुप हो जाओ. आप लोगों को आज आप बहुत बोरिंग लग रही है आपको ये सब बात, पर कल आप लोग फेलियर्स हो गए अपनी ज़िंदगी में अगर आपको इतनी पेशेंस नहीं. क्योंकि एक काम जब जाते हो आपको बहुत मेहनत करनी होती है, और मेहनत विद लॉट ऑफ फोकस एंड पेशेंस. यू नो, रीडिंग, लर्निंग स्किल्स आउटसाइड ऑफ कुकिंग. बात करना इज नॉट इनफ. गेम खेल लो अगर इतनी रेस्टलेस हो. कुछ करो बियॉन्ड कुकिंग एज अ हॉबी that makes you grow, that challenges you. Learn another language, read books about another culture, see movies, cinema, उसमें भी खाना दिखता है. So you don't know where some interest will spark कि मुझे क्या करना है. So life is, as a culinarian, it's very important that you connect the dots of culture and history, because food is a craving beyond any other. It's very guttural. गाना, खाना, दो चीज़ें हैं जो guttural है. आपकी pipe, digestive tract, अंदर जा रहा है, are employed. So invest in it in a very holistic way.
I agree with you because in the lockdown period of time, we were like sitting in the home for 2 years. In that time, I have started watching so many Korean dramas and also Thai dramas, things like that. With that, it came to me that I can speak little bit of Thai now. I know about their culture, I know about their food. There was a time when people used to say Chinese people eat their brains, snakes and all. But now I know there is also a healthy cooking.
Amazing.
There is like
Vegetarianism,
there is
yeah.
vegetarianism, and even I have known more about Japanese as I went for my industrial training. I was fascinated by sushi. I was fascinated at first. I was very raw fish. So I was always enthusiastic as a culinarian, or I wanted to become a culinary chef. So I was like, no, I will taste it. I know how I taste it, but now the fusions are coming of sushi.
Fusion.
Fusion is confusion.
I would say to you all, be careful of the word fusion. It's a dirty word. What does fuse mean?
Fuse means like the lines of this like that.
जोड़ना.
जो दो
चीज़ों
चीज़ों
को जोड़ना, कुछ पता ना चले क्या है वो, दोनों मिलके एक बन जाए. आप चाहते हो कि कल आप ऐसा हो कि आपको लोग भूल जाए. Your identity is everything. National identity, taste identity, cultural identity, personal identity. These are very precious, important things. Without identity, we are nothing.
Yes.
Similarly, food with no identity is often bad calories, vapid. क्या कर रहे हैं हम? जेली पिज्जा और पाव भाजी, चीज़ी पाव भाजी, क्या कर रहे हैं उसमें? फेक चीज़ डाल रहे हैं, केचप डाल रहे हैं, क्या? इससे आपको क्या मिला? You eat like animals, तृप्ति मिलती है, then you go to the next stand, उसमें कुछ खाते हो. जब अच्छा खाना आप खाते हैं, आप एक रोटी और थोड़ी सब्जी के साथ आपका पेट भर जाएगा, क्योंकि आपका दिमाग कह रहा है वाह क्या बात है, आज मुझे तृप्ति मिली है. satiety. The brain craves satiety more than it craves hunger. We go hungry because when we cook, he and I come home and एक Doritos ये खोलता है, मैं अपना Pringle खोल रहा हूँ. We are eating crap to fill our tummy.
Yeah.
That's brainless cooking. Fusion is brainless cooking. Make new dishes, invent, don't fuse, learn.
Actually, out of the box, as you said, आप जो कॉलेज में पढ़ रहे हैं वो पढ़िए, उसके बाद फ्री टाइम में आप क्या कर रहे हैं? आप ट्रैवल कीजिए, कोलकाता में ही आप लोगों से मिलिए, आपके दोस्त
ये farmers market जा रहे हैं.
Farmers market जा रहे हैं.
Have you all been to those markets?
Yeah. You can learn from anyone. अगर मैं अमृतसर गया, अभी शेफर में अमृतसर में हमने एक रेस्टोरेंट खोला है, तो हम वहाँ गए तो हम कुलचा सबने बोला खाओ, हम गए, हमें बिल्कुल
मिला
अच्छा
ही नहीं
नहीं लगा. बट हमने एक कुलचे वाले को देखा कि वो कैसे बना रहा है, हमने वो टेक्निक सीखी उससे, और हमने घर आके क्रॉसॉ का डो लिया और उससे हमने अपना कुलचा बनाया, एंड हर बंदे ने तारीफ करी, पागल होके खाया. दैट्स थिंकिंग आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स. वही फ्लेकीनेस कितना कॉमन है, कुलचे को भी ऐसे लगाते हैं, फैट लगाते हैं, लेयरिंग,
वो डालडा लगा रहे हैं,
डालडा लगाते हैं, लैमिनेशन.
तो हमें अच्छा नहीं लगा मुंह में क्योंकि it wasn't magical.
So we thought of the same thing. We took butter, real butter, good flour, good ingredients, and उसी से आप बना सकते हो. You can learn from anyone and everywhere.
As you mentioned that fusion ends to confusion, but it is always there, I would say, because in India we are not a country. We had tomatoes in India.
That's very different. You're talking about two different. We are sponges, all humans. He and I didn't come out of a vacuum cleaner. We learn from each other. We absorb. That is human. टमाटर आया, हमने उसकी सॉसेस बना ली, वो फ्यूजन नहीं है. It's growth. It's called evolution. It's called progressive. It's coming of age, becoming richer versions. The word fusion is a behuda word. You can say mosaic. We are using hundreds of techniques, thousands of flavors.
Yeah, you can use French cooking and make Indian food. You don't have fusion is when you're saying dal or sushi, butter chicken or pasta. That is fusion. That is bad. But learning the technique of how making a hummus and coming back and taking your moong dal and or other legumes
मोट की दाल पहाड़ी दाल
and making a dish out of it is progressive thinking. That is not fusion, but you learn from everywhere. आप अपना इंडियन खाना बनाओ, अपने मसाले. You don't have to make a hummus.
पाव भाजी में चीज डालना फ्यूजन नहीं है. It is stupidity.
Techniques, exactly how you learn that makhni sauce I'm talking about. It's about emulsification, slow roasting, and still getting to make a makhni tomorrow. So that is something you'll see tomorrow. Thank you.
Any other question? Then we are ready to go. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you all tomorrow. Where's Mr. Ghosh? Who's going to invite him? Were you all given a time for this session?
Social media is destroying the food industry somehow.
So, very good question. Social media, like anything, can have negatives and positives. Social media is actually an incredible tool. This old man, he's actually a young man, is on social media, going through his found accounts, he finds new ones daily, and he sees what they're cooking. And he's always, one reel to the other, he keeps going. Somewhere he's learning new things. Somewhere he's learning this stupidity doesn't have to be. He edits good or bad. I, because of him, have learned that I should pay attention and see some of the reels. And I'm seeing amazing stuff. We send to each other the reels that move our heart. Of course, there are gazillion people who are creating crap. They're creating the dal sushi and this chicken chow mein pasta. I was shocked in Bombay, where we live under our apartment. It's the best dosa you can get for 40-60 rupees. The best onion rava dosa, ghee dosa. But he also has chow mein dosa. And मैंने इस बारी order करा. I said, let me eat a chow mein dosa. I literally had to go on and hurl. I said, ये क्या है? And this is where we Indians, no wonder we are progressing, but culturally we are regressing. We are becoming the sickest nation in the world, while we are also trying to become a modern nation. That shows our brains are not functioning. I began the class by saying, Don't be taken over by the madness of this planet. Indians, सरदार जी ने भी क्या बोला, टमाटर आया हमने ले लिया, मुसलमान आए हमने उनको अपना लिया, पारसी आए हमने उनको अपना बना लिया, क्रिश्चियंस आए हमने अपना दरवाज़ा खोल दिया. वो हमारी खूबी थी. That was what made India special. We weren't left in the back like other cultures that are dying, because we kept growing. We welcomed, we smiled, we shared, we learned, we created new things. The best language of the world, Urdu. The world says no poetry can be richer than Urdu. Was a marriage in India. The best dance form of the world, Kathak, that flamenco is based after, is a marriage of the Muslim and Hindu dance. Our food, Mughlai, the people call the closest to French cooking, is that. They're not fusion. That was reality of people learning from one another, respecting each other, admiring one another's traditions, growing together forward. That is the life, the music of life. So when you live like that, वो टमाटर आ जाएगा. आप उसको आलू टमाटर मिर्ची, काला मिर्ची हमारी है. All the green chili, red chili, all came from Portugal. तो नींबू, तो ये हमारा खाना नहीं था, पर हमने उसको अपना बनाया है. एक साथ मिलके, हिंदू, मुस्लिम, सिख, ईसाई सब ने मिलके बनाया, क्योंकि हमें अकल थी कि हम लोग when we grow together we all go forward. When we tear each other apart कि वो अलग है, वो अलग नहीं होता है कोई. हम लोग इंसान है पहले. So think as smart humans. Think of your इंसानियत. Respect it in the other. No matter who he is, काला, पीला, नीला, मंदिर, गुरुद्वारा, मस्जिद, कहाँ से भी आता है, doesn't matter. वो इंसान है, उसको समझो, उसके तौर तरीकों को समझो और आगे बढ़ो. That makes you smart people. The world is there to tear you apart, don't let them. You're all one. That's the chief. That's how we move forward. Thank you everybody. Are you a teacher here? So what do we do? I think we are ready to...
We are ready to wrap up.
But till then, if there's another question, I'll take it. आज मैं नहा लिया तीसरी बारी. मैं 4 बजे नहाया था, एयरपोर्ट पहुंचा, फ्लाइट चले गई थी. मैं 10 बजे नहा के फिर से एयरपोर्ट पहुंचा और अब फिर से नहाया.
I heard you were talking about you were in MasterChef and you mentioned that we all know that the internal temperature of cooking anything, like mostly meat, so if we if the internal temperature reaches 75 degrees Celsius or more than that, it is already good. But
लिसन, आप लोगों को कितना चुप रहा है. आपका एक क्लासमेट आपको एक बहुत अच्छा लेसन दे रहा है. एक मिनट इनसे पूछो, मीट जब कुक करते हैं कितनी देर कुक करते हो? अगर आपको एक मीट को 65 डिग्रीज पे लेके आना है, when do you take it out of the oven? Sardarji is already giving you the answer, but these clowns were not listening. Tell me, you all are so confident you know everything. Tell me. Get up, the 3 of you that were talking, stand up. उठ जाओ, you know who you are. Get up. नहीं, वो पीछे भी वो आदमी, हाँ आप भी बातें कर रहे थे, हंस रहे थे. तो कब अगर आपको चिकन को सपोजली चलो 50 डिग्रीज पे लेके आना है, when will you pull it out of the oven? He gave you the answer. You were busy talking. Tell me. You know so much. Tell me. You're a student here? You cook? Have you baked in an oven? When do you take out a meat when you want to bring it to 50 degrees? You can come here and stand. I'll talk while you give me a class. आपने मेरे को जितना रिस्पेक्ट दिया मैं उतना आपको दूंगा. तो मुझे बताइए, सिखाइए. जिनसे बात करें तो उनको खड़ा करिए, वो बताए मुझे आंसर इसका. It's a very easy answer. Do any of you talking know when to pull out a meat if you want to bring it to 50 degrees? If the internal temperature needs to be 50, when will you pull out a piece of meat out of the oven? Do you all know what tenting is? Do you know how to tent a piece of meat? Does anybody here know how to tent a piece of meat? Does anybody other than Sardarji know when you pull out a piece of meat out of the oven if it needs to come to 50 degrees? I'm glad किसी ने तो सुना, मैंने ये लेसन दिया, मैं तो भूल गया था मैंने इसकी चर्चा करी थी. अगर आपको एक मीट को 50 डिग्री पे लाना है, किसी को पता है वो कब निकाली जाएगी ओवन से? पवन आप कब निकालोगे?
so I put the meat chef mostly for 3 minutes.
With this don't matter if you look at the temperature कब
क्या
निकालो
होना चाहिए?
Temperature for cooling.
अगर 50 डिग्री पे लाना किस टेम्परेचर तक कुक करोगे मीट को?
So the internal temperature need to be
Around 70, 77.
आप इसको पहले निकालो.
पहले निकालो.
That's the thing I'm asking you, because the hard meat is little bit on the drier side. You mentioned that, but it is not here on the that video.
So you always pull it out 15 degrees sooner and you put foil cover करके रहने दो. रेस्टोरेंट में
पकेगा
आपको
बाहर.
रेस्टोरेंट में आपके पास स्टेनलेस स्टील के बर्तन होते हैं. ये कुकिंग इंडियन कुकिंग में इट डजंट मैटर. अब लोग
Yeah.
तरी बना रहे हैं, ग्रेवी बना रहे हैं, स्टर फ्राई कर रहे हैं. इफ़ यू कुकिंग अ परफेक्ट पीस ऑफ स्टेक, इफ़ यू कुकिंग अ लैम्ब चॉप, इफ़ यू कुकिंग अ पोर्क चॉप, इन दीज प्लेसेस रेयर मीडियम रेयर करना है. एक तो छूने से पता चलता है, ठीक है. पर अगर आपको बहुत प्रिसाइज होना है तो आप उसको आजकल इंफ्रारेड थर्मोमीटर मिल रहे हैं, उसने आपको बता दिया 35-38 पे है, आप बोलोगे निकाल दो. अब वो 12 डिग्री बाहर आके बैठ के रेस्ट करके पहुंच जाए.
जैसे बेकर्स आप लोग जो भी पेस्ट्री में जब कोई भी स्टीम बाथ में चीज़ पकाते हैं तो आप उसको बाहर निकाल के पहले निकालते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि पानी गर्म है,
वो अब ठंडा होता रहेगा,
ठंडा हो रहा है तो उसके अंदर वो पक रहा है. तो शेफ टेंटिंग कर रहे हैं फॉइल से. द सेम वे
In the books, and also the people say it's 75 degree for well done and 60 degree for well done.
मैंने 50 बोला रैंडम. आई एम नॉट टेलिंग यू द टेम्परेचर. I only think in Fahrenheit, so that's why I didn't get into centigrade.
This is just an example.
I
जैसे
gave
50
50 as a, yeah. So you always bring 15 centigrade degrees
Yeah.
sooner.
अगर 75 है तो 60, 62, 63 पे निकाल दो.
And even I heard somewhere from Chef Mark Gerber that really goes, that works with the pasta as well.
Al dente.
Al dente.
And but pasta, yes, it works, but it's tajurba. Pasta, each brand of pasta is different. Each shape is different. It's looking. That's when your eyes are important and they're stirring the pot. And वो खाते हैं, वो फेंकते हैं दीवार पे, और अगर गिर जाता है तो overcooked है, चिपक जाए तो ठीक. So that's how you. But tajurba, because each brand, what maida they've used, all of that changes. So it's very different.
Thank you.
Thank you everybody for being here. You can sit. Thank you.
So thank you students for hearing patiently. Tomorrow we'll be having a master class. So I hope and I believe that you will be enjoying it. You will be learning something out of the box, which chef will be teaching you, something on gastronomy, something on other related cuisines. So thank you so much for participating and enjoying the class. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.